Oh yeah, man. Oh
Who's looking at Google for an S4 extreme reversal or breakout?
Pivots. Kismet niin. Kismet oikeutet meillä, brava. Ja.
This could be the spot. Order book is looking a little more bearish now as well, although not decidingly. It might need to UTAB first, so keep that in mind. For those of you UTAB, YouTube, I say UTAB, but I mean is I assume that like DBT exists. But on the YouTube, a UTAB thrust after distribution. So if they've come up and hit
Here we go. Took a short on the video. R3. It's got the target.
Nice one, Jake.
Yeah, I tried it. I tried it earlier, and then it like at the. I tried it like right at the open, and it worked almost the target, and then it kind of came back. I just stopped out break even, and then it actually gave a nice little doji on the 2 minute, and then it just started selling.
NVIDIA, Jake?
Yeah, lower range, NVIDIA opened right at R3.
Right at
if you're looking-
R3, which... Oh, right, RTH, regular trading hours.
Right.
Yes. And it made a little push up at the open, and then it sold. I actually went short pretty soon after the open, and it went in my favor. I was almost the target, and then it came back, and then it could not get over 140, 136 for several minutes, and I took
Yes.
it at like 140, 114, and I put my
Yes.
stop right over the highs that it couldn't break. And it just hit target at 139.80.
Beautiful. I got stopped out from the first 2 minutes. Sorry,
Kinda
by
really-
the sixth minute I got stopped out, but I didn't come back in. I'm like, forget it. I'm not gonna do this again. But I got what you did. You waited, you saw that it's actually holding up at that level, and you just
Mhm.
waited for it until it broke somehow downwards, and you put a very tight stop, right?
Yes, yeah, I was tight. I was a little concerned because honestly, the book's not great. There was just that big order at 140. I was thinking that we could go to, and we did go to it, but it was the book to the downside wasn't that great. It actually looked more. The book looks a little more bullish to the upside than it did to the downside. So I was a little concerned with taking it, but we just couldn't go any higher. I just noticed we just stalled at 140, 130.
Yeah. So it's like what you did now is really, I mean, you could still say it's choppy, right? It's not really making big
I
moves.
think
So
it's choppy, yeah, and it's right.
You-
It's right now at VPOC on the 15 minutes. So like this is a spot where it could really just chop
yeah,
until the news
exactly.
comes out.
So given the tight stop you had, you kind of took advantage of a nice big scalp in a sense.
Yes, yeah, that was basically it. I had like a 30-cent stop on it, and it gave me it just gave me the move, and it just threw a volume signal. I don't know if you're still watching it, but
Yeah.
at 9:47, that like it gave like a hammer to the upside, and then we got like the final leg down, and now it looks like it's turning around to the
Yes.
upside.
Yes.
But it'll probably just chop till that news comes out.
Yeah.
Nick, how did you, what was your target though? Shouldn't it have been, if you shorted at R3, it should have been S3?
My target's 4-1.
No, he had a very tight
Oh,
stop.
okay.
He had a very tight stop.
Yeah,
Okay, got it.
I had a range order on. Yeah, my target, if I hit 4-1 before I hit S3, then I just get out. Luckily, my target is on the 5 and 15 minute VPOC, and it was the value area low. And that's the actual, it actually looks like it's bouncing from the VPOC and the value area low on the 15-minute chart. And it gave a real nice volume signal that it's going to bounce there. And it is bouncing. I don't know if it's going to continue this, but that news comes out in like 8 minutes. So I think the real move of the day probably happened then somewhere. It's my guess.
VPOC, huh? Which V? Okay, interesting. VPOC. What's your time frame for the VPOC? The day or?
Yeah, I use VPOC for the 5 minute and the 15 minute, but I have it like going across. Like I use yesterday's big value area with today's, and then it gives me a block for that. So I'm not really just using, like if I zoom all the way in, like just for today, it'll give me a VPOC like just for today, but I kind of want to see where yesterday's is at because we've only been open for like 20 minutes. So
Yeah.
I want to see where we're at from yesterday, and that's where we bounced from was yesterday's VPOC, basically.
Which is really the PDC, previous day close.
Yeah, and it looks like, and it is like right there at the close.
139.6.
We bounced from the area, it just bounced from on the video. It bounced from there at 11:15 yesterday, and it bounced. We had a buyer come in at 10:15 yesterday. Now that buyer didn't really hold up very well, but it did give a bounce at those times at that location. I don't know if it's going to hold up here or not either, but it did have a slight bounce there. And it actually bounced from there in the pre-market at 1700 military time.
The pre-market bounced from where?
Post-market, that same level.
Post-market.
Oh shit.
Post-market. Yeah, I saw that.
Post-market from yesterday, yeah.
Yeah,
Now I don't know if it's going to be a sustained move or not. I don't know what, who knows, but it bounced from there again right now.
Yeah.
I
I'm looking at my chart for yesterday's VPOC, and I see the biggest the VPOC is just under the PDC on my chart at least.
Yeah, that's where mine is too. Now the further like you zoom out on your chart, like the further back in time it can go. Like if you're on a 15-minute chart and you just keep zooming out, the VPOC will just start bouncing around.
Yes.
Because it's gonna go to, however many days you have, it's gonna calculate all those days. I was just using VPOC from just yesterday.
Yeah.
And today.
Yeah, very
and that's
clear.
the level it was.
Very good. Because my VPOC shows me daily. I think yours, you have it aggregate for whatever data is showing on your chart. So if I just go to yesterday's, just the daily, yeah, the VPOC is literally just under PDC.
And that's right where we bounced from. And it gave
That's
a
right.
good little bonus signal.
I like this style that you have. This is the second time I hear you do something like this. Like you're watching the price action very closely, and the moment you see some kind of consistency, like the resistance level that you noticed, and you just do a very tight stop because you have a sense that it's not going to come back to that level. And that tight stop allows you to get your 4-hour quite quickly. I like that. But you really like watching the price action very closely, right? And the tape.
Yeah, I'm not watching the tape. I watch I really don't look at the tape. I look at the time and sales. And
sorry,
the book.
time and sales. That's what I mean. The time
Yeah, I
and
look
sales,
at the time and sales, but I really look at the book. And then I just kind of, out of the side of my eye, I watch the time and sales. And like if we interact with an order on the book that I see on the book, visually, and like say we're going up, and then I just see like just loads of red or something, like it kind of is a confirmation that like, okay, we're selling here. And then we go up and touch it again, we don't go any higher, and another flash of red. And the video did that literally 4 minutes in a row, and then we just kind of broke, and I was just like, what are the odds? That's like we couldn't go much higher. I don't know how much lower we were going to go, but I knew for the short run we weren't going to go very very much higher. And so I just decided to do it, and it
love
did.
it.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. So that's really, you are kind of using cams, but you're really relying heavily on VPA. That's perfect.
Yeah. I just use the cams to, like, if it's not at a R3 or R4, S4, S3, I don't even look at the stock.
Yeah. Lovely, man. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate you explaining what you did.
Morning, Pivotal.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Find anything to trade today?
Yeah, I did a trade on something called NXU, and I just got out of a trade in TC. Tom Charlie.
Tuan
Other than
Shi.
that, nothing much else.
Tuan Shi. Oh,
1G.
Tuan Shi. Yeah, that moved nicely.
Yeah, yeah, I did actually really well on that one. It was halted for a bit, but I love halts, so
Yeah, I see the whole. About 10 minutes ago.
what?
About 10 minutes ago, it halted.
Exactly.
Yeah, I see that. I see the little pause in the chart. Wow, it's up almost to $4.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's been there as well.
Huh. It started at like what, $1? $1.43.
$15, $25, $25.
Wow.
My entry was at 238, roughly. Yeah.
Take
238.
10,000 shares, you could have made 40,000.
Yeah, well, I can't take that many.
Oh yeah, I know. I know.
I was out around 320.
Ooh, that's a nice move.
320. 325, something like that. Yeah. It's where the pullback was there.
oh.
Here, we might pop this. We'll see. Poor's got a strong resistance though. You trading anything?
I'm looking at MNQ,
Okay.
Nasdaq futures. Pretty much all I look at.
Yeah.
So news is out. I don't even know what the news is, but
Tira che
that's the
brava,
news market.
brava.
Right now, there's still there's tension in the market still, right? So
Yeah.
till after you guys' election, and then after things should
Yeah, I'm so
stabilize
curious.
out a
Let's see
bit.
what the news is.
Trade,
New home sales. Yeah, new home sales, and we have natural gas at 10:30.
Cosa ne va a pagare?
New home sales is a beat.
What do you mean by a beat? Tell me more about it.
Units actual 0.738 million. Forecast was 0.72 million. So a bit more home sales than expected.
So more built or more sold? Sorry.
More sold.
More sold. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, build could not necessarily be good news, right? You can
Right.
build a whole bunch and then no one's buying them. You're stuck.
Well, I was just going to bring up this point that sometimes what seems like good news drags the price down.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
Lauren,
what
you
seems
know
like
this
bad
from
news can
watching.
bring
It's
the price
weird.
up.
Yeah, it's strange.
It boils down to context, especially like in the stuff I trade. So, to give you an example,
Traverso निकलना करना तो है
stock went up after losing $2 million in sales.
ये क्या है कभी जिंदगी च
New CEO was fired and a new one
ट्रेड
was
कितना
brought
कभी
on
जिंदगी च
as a result.
कभी मतलब
Now,
कभी
is that good news or bad news?
फुल
It's
ट्रावर्स है
great news because prior to that, the company lost $7 million the year before.
Right.
So context provides the rule. Compared to last year, where it lost $7 million in 1 year, this year it lost $2 million in 1 year, as a result of getting this new CEO.
So then it's great news.
Exactly. It all boils that a loss can be a win. It just depends on what side of the loss you're on. If you understand what I mean, it makes sense in my head, but
No, it makes sense because
like if you're underwater and all of a sudden you get some reprieve, and then that's a win.
no, I definitely get it.
Okay.
Do you remember me telling you how my brother got his ass kicked on drug? For a max loss.
Yep.
It was his first loss since August 20th.
Yeah, that was the big push of the whole momentum move for us. So that was drug was a good thing for us. Bad thing
He
for your
hasn't
brother.
he hasn't had a losing trade since that day.
Tesla looks weak. Kind of threw a 15-minute ISO pivot. It's interesting, but it is a high range because it gapped up. So
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff around Tesla that's all up and up.
be careful.
TSLT, TSLR, they've all been up
There,
this morning.
there it goes.
Those
I
are
bet.
all.
I bet Thor's short. He said he was gonna get short here. Yeah, it's tanking now. Got short. He said he was gonna get short at 250.
Amazing how they can.
Like it's going. It's dropped $2.
Yeah.
1 minute. That's crazy.
If I'm not
EFSH
wrong,
started
it went to
falling.
VWAP. If I'm not wrong, Tesla went back to VWAP.
Yeah, I mean it is gapping up on earnings. So, oh, look at the selling. It just hit the tape. Golly, there it went.
Wow.
Should have taken this short.
Looks like ISO pivot on the 15.
It does. It's a perfect ISO pivot on the 15, but I'm not sold on the volume yet. I don't know. I guess it could sell from here, but whatever.
ഇത്
It
ഡാമേജ്
was strong. It gapped up, had good earnings, so I don't want to.
I took it, but I just
Fucking
took
even.
half off a VWAP because I don't know. It's super strong.
100 कर लिए
I have mixed.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's the level Thor was talking about. He was going to take it. I mean, it is starting to leak. I mean, it's coming down.
Tesla can be
Make
a
it.
real gamble though, either way. Like because
Yeah.
of the election coming up, like
Mm-hmm.
he's clearly threw his bet in with Trump. So
Mhm.
Trump wins, he's styling all kinds, and Trump loses,
Mhm.
he's lost some not necessarily respect, but like credibility, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, being the owner of a company and getting very hyper political is dangerous.
Yeah. There's actually
It's
a ton of people into low floats that are all on DJT, all kinds. And it goes either way, right?
right.
There's a ton of
Yeah.
people who are like shorting this to shit right up until the election. And then there's other people that are long in it right up until the election. And then
Yeah.
the day of the election,
Yeah.
I don't
Drop
think
it like a
anyone
rock.
folds overnight.
Right.
Just
Right.
goes.
Right.
You can destroy yourself one way or the other. You don't know what's going to happen.
You
Yeah,
don't.
I kind of thought that for Tesla. I thought they were just going to tank Elon's, like Thor was saying today. I don't play earnings or anything, but I thought they were going to tank his stock because no one really likes Elon anymore because he backs Trump. But I don't know.
Well,
don't know
if I was a
You
big
know,
investor and an activist in Tesla, I would probably say, dude, can you just remain in the company and focus and not get political? I would, because I would not like my
When
CEO
you bring
you
the
know what?
company into it, it
all the
becomes
You
time
know
in
what?
politics. It's
The deep
dangerous.
state has gone after Elon. Biden, he did that EV summit at the beginning. He didn't invite Tesla. The FBI and the CIA are extremely mad at him because he took over Twitter. I don't know, guys might be saying this, but like me and all the people I talk to, we are super appreciative of Elon Musk for doing what he's doing.
No,
I
I'm not
don't-
talking about that. I'm just saying.
And
I'm
it-
just saying that my
Yeah,
CEO,
but I'm telling
fine.
you,
the company,
I'm telling you right now that the LGBT mafia, they bragged about trying to turn his kid XEO on. They said that they're going to turn his kid transgender and take him away from him, and they did. And at that point, Elon said, "You know what? Fuck these fucking satanic, pedophilic, liberal leftists." He's like, I'm going all in on Trump." And if you saw the interview with Tucker Carlson, he said, if they somehow steal this election again and Trump loses, that he's going to be in jail. He was laughing with Tucker Carlson. He says, "How small do you think my cell's going to be?" So he knows exactly what he's doing. He's hitching his horse to the only chance he fucking has. And all the I don't believe in EVs. I don't believe in this global warming bullshit. I don't believe in climate change. I believe the climate changes. It's been changing ever since the last ice age. but humans like people talk about this North Carolina stuff. Oh, global warming causes. So tell me, how much money do we all have to donate, like to the Democrats, to stop the next flood in North Carolina? $100 each? Would that do it? $1,000 each? How about we all give up half our salary for the rest of our life? You think that'll stop another flood in North? See what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, I don't believe in this shit at all, but I believe in
Elon. And if he didn't take over Tesla, like if he didn't take over Twitter or X, like I got banned from Twitter along with all my friends in 2019, and I'm still banned. I'm banned from like all social media. So thank God for Elon Musk, and like what you guys, I gotta like, especially you up there in Canada, you do know that you don't have a free press. 100% of the press is funded by the Canadian government, like CBN and all that. So all you guys get is 100% propaganda day in and day out. So for you saying when people hate Tesla, I'll tell you what, I just went and voted 2 days ago, and like half the people in line were talking about how cool Elon was, and this is a highly conservative area here, but I'm telling you, like, so you're saying you voted for Kamala? I did not vote for Kamala. I don't want my daughters to have their be pressured into having their breasts removed or have hysterectomies. I did not vote for it.
We're getting political on here, man. We were just saying that when you book your company to a presidential candidate,
that's your opinion. I'm giving my opinion. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, no, I'm not arguing with you. We were just having a conversation. It wasn't political.
Well, I hear stuff like, everyone hates Tesla now. I'm telling you from experience, that's exactly not true. You're hearing this from the media. I mean, you guys still don't understand that the media that you hear, this is 100% a CIA operation. On television, they tell you, even Fox News, they tell you what to think and see and hear. That's what they do.
Didn't say it was one way or the other, dude.
We all understand the media.
Shares going up as a result of this, and one way or the other, it puts it at risk. That
No.
And we just bought one. We bought one because you know what? My wife travels over 100 miles to work and back. And the cost of gas when you buy a new car doesn't make sense anymore. Doesn't make sense to make payments on a car of 500 a month and another 500 in gas. Whereas if you can do an electric for 600 a month and then just be free on energy. That's why I did it. I don't care one way or the other. One has nothing to do with the other. Like I don't care about politics at all.
I don't believe that.
I've never voted in my entire life.
Well, yeah, but I mean, your commentary, you're constantly saying stuff about the man.
No,
So you actually have some skin in the game because you warned me a couple months ago about holding
the stock was gonna fall.
TJP.
No
I mean, the
different than what I
commentary.
said.
Look, I could feel out like yeah. Well, I'll just stop.
So just one more point, Pedro. I warned you that the stock was fell, and now it's gained back up. Was I right? It fell. Yes. Was I right? It came back up. Yes.
ਹੋ ਜਾਦਾ ਵੇਖੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਉੱਤੇ ਤਾਂ ਨੀ ਲਾ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਫਿਟ ਨੇੜੇ ਨਾਲ ਲਾ ਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੀ
and watching the tape out of the corner of your eye. Because I'll be honest, VPA is the hardest thing for me. I just that's been the hardest thing for me to pick up, and it sounds like you're getting a handle on it.
Yeah, I can do that. Actually, I took it. So I took the trade. I said this in the chat. I took the trade earlier, like right at 9:31, because I saw something, and then I stopped out, basically break even. I think I lost like $2 and waited like 5 minutes, and then got back in and got the 4-1. But I can do that. I don't know. You know, Pivotal helped and then Thor helped, but I'm not perfect by any means. But I've noticed that, like, really what I'm looking for, and you can find this anywhere, like, you know, you're just looking for like a big volume anomaly, whether it's even if it's like a big push candle into, you know, R3, and then followed by like no more volume. You know, even better would be like a big bullish volume candle into R3, and then like a really big bullish volume candle the other way. And then, you know, basically what I'm picking up is like, that's your sign. Like, that's your signal right there to take the trade. You know, until you see that, it's not really, at least as far as I've seen, you know, it's not really